Hey there, everybody. CFL Jim here with a Week 3 CFL recap. Let's get into it, shall we? Game number 1, we had the Ottawa Redblacks taking on the Montreal Alouettes, with the Alouettes dominating the Redblacks, winning this one 47-21. Oh boy, those Alouettes, those Frenchies are just killing it right now. I can't believe it. Those guys are just unbelievable. Boy, oh boy. The Alouettes continue their domination of the CFL this season. I don't know if anyone can stop them. Their offense is really great. Their defense is fan-friggin-tastic, and I just don't see anyone right now with the ability to stop the Alouettes. Is 2024 the year of Cody Fajardo? Is this his ultimate redemption tour? I get that he won the Grey Cup last year, but now he's got a full year of just potentially looking excellent. The guy can't miss. It's wonderful. As someone who's been rooting for Cody for years now, I'm happy to see it for him. I'm so happy for my boy. To all the Americans out there, it's something beautiful in my mind when you can turn on a CFL game and see a score of 17-1. Tell me another football organization, league, anything like that where you'll see a beautiful score like that. Now, this game, the Redblacks weren't really helped because nothing seemed to break their way. Everything that could go wrong for either team was going wrong for Ottawa. Just nothing seemed to work out for the Redblacks. Turnovers, penalties, you name it, they could get nothing breaking their way. I believe this game may have been just a smidge closer than the score shows, but I mean, that's Montreal for you. What are you going to do? The Redblacks would really love to be able to run the ball more. I know it's in their blood, in their identity, but they're still working some things out. I think they have a capital G good team this year, but you're going up against a Montreal team who's capital G great. That's the difference right now between a good team and a great team. Ottawa, you'll get there. Game number 2, we had a classic matchup of the BC Lions versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, with the Lions winning this one 26-24. And BC's offense is pure Canadian sexual energy. It is a beautiful thing to watch. You could watch the CFL alone for this offense. Yes, they need to do a better job of making something happen in the red zone, but the fact that they can get there so consistently and just get the yards all the time, this is an issue they had last year. They need to shore that up, because that's how these teams can hang around. And Winnipeg almost got this win, almost got the comeback, but BC's offense in general is just so darn fun to watch, man. And Winnipeg, what's happened to the Kings of the North? They have fallen so far from the top all the way down to the bottom. This team is ugly. I just don't get it. And I think the main thing that's happened to them isn't that their offense has regressed so much, it's that their defense is nowhere near what we've seen in the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years out of the Bombers. It's crazy how much worse the defense for Winnipeg looks right now. It's nuts, folks. Nuts. 2 takeaways I've had from this game. Number 1, never turn off a CFL game. Even if you think a team's not in it, they can come back. There's always, the fourth quarters have been nuts in this league for 3 weeks in a row now. It's been crazy. And number 2, BC's offense, if they can get over their red zone woes, can carry this team to a Grey Cup. I fully believe that. 100%. This team is legit. Game number 3, we had the exciting matchup of the Edmonton Elks versus the Toronto Argonauts, with the Argos winning this one 39-36. And boy, the Elks do it again. They can't help themselves but play in these instant classic games, back and forth, and losing in the last moments. It's a constant with this team, and I'm worried and speculating that they might be just cover losers, what we in the gambling world call cover losers, where they play in these games, they cover a lot of spreads, but they just don't get a lot of wins. This is a team that you'd like to gamble on, but a team you hate to root for, because boy, they just like to stab you in the heart. The Argos get another solid, close win here. When people were kind of counting them out, I know I was counting the Argos out to start the season, and they have proved me dead wrong. This team is like pretty dang good. And I wonder if they got a little quarterback whisperer somewhere back there, because this is just another Drew Brown, another quarterback who's just been lights out for the Argonauts. They seem to just be printing these guys like a money machine. Watch out. For the Elks, McLeod Bethel Thompson's a really good quarterback. He's good at getting rid of the ball fast, but they just don't have a run game. Yet again, this team is without a run game, and that's you can't hold on to wins without a run game. You can't do that, and they're just going to have to be in shootouts, and you see the results of that. And my personal belief is once the Edmonton Elks get their first win of the season, they can kind of get that hump. They need to learn how to win. This is an organization for the last few years who has been nothing but absolute losers. Once they learn how to win and get that first win off their back, they'll be able to continue and maybe domino that into further success. I fully believe that myself. In game number 4, we had the Hamilton TiCats rematching against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, with the Roughriders winning this one 36-20. Boy, this was sort of a different story than the game last week. Saskatchewan gets all the breaks going their way. They don't even have to come back in this one. Hamilton, sloppy play, both in penalties, and Bo Levi Mitchell, or as I like to call him, Bo Levi Mid-Chill, because this guy is mid. He was mid last year. Guess what? He's mid again this year. Can't get it done. He might even be Bo Liability Mitchell, because he was a detriment to this team in the second half. And boy, I hope for Saskatchewan that Trevor Harris is okay, because Shea Patterson won't be it. But the fact that Hamilton was close going into half, and then Saskatchewan gets their quarterback knocked out the rest of the game, and Hamilton can't capitalize, that's telling. That's not a good sign for the TiCats at all. This game has led me to not believe in Hamilton for the rest of the season, I believe. Saskatchewan continues their string of good luck week after week after week, maybe the luckiest team in the league. They haven't really faced a ton of liability. I'm waiting to see how Trevor Harris looks. If he's healthy, they're fine. If he's out for multiple weeks, they're in danger. But for now, congratulations, Saskatchewan. You're looking really good, and keep that train rolling. Also for Hamilton, what's up with Tim White right now? Dropping all them passes. He was like the best receiver in the league last year, and now he's got like chocolate-covered hands that are all slipping and sliding. It's like me at the maple syrup convention. Not sticky, but slippery maple syrup. You know that kind. You guys know. You know what I'm talking about. And other than that, like I said earlier, congratulations to AJ Alouette and the Saskatchewan Roughriders defense for stepping up when your quarterback goes down. That's what you need in order to win a game. That gave me some hope that Saskatchewan is more than just lucky, that they deserve the wins that they have. Obviously, you'll take them, but, you know, some luck has been involved in weeks 1 and 2. But overcoming adversity like that shows me that this team has what it takes to get over that hump and compete, not just for a playoff spot, but maybe even reach the Grey Cup, which I haven't thought about Saskatchewan in years. That'll lead me into my Week 3 CFL Jim power rankings of the CFL teams in the Canadian Football League from me, CFL Jim, CFL power ranked CFL teams, CFL. At number 9, it's the Bombers. You're still at the bottom. You showed a little bit more promise this time, but I just don't see it. This team has somehow fallen off of a cliff, and their defense, not up to snuff, not liking what I'm seeing. You got to get a win. I believe in the Bombers, that once they get a win under their belt, they'll be able to kind of domino that. I trust this team once they kind of get things righted. At number 8 is the Hamilton TiCats. This team is sloppy. They do not have a quarterback, and I don't like what I've been seeing out of them so far. They just look like a worse version than they did last year, which is not saying much. At number 7, it's the Edmonton Elks. This team just doesn't have winning in their blood. They are competitive. They will play close games, but they will not win. And until they do, this is probably where they stand. At number 6, it's the Calgary Stampeders. Still not a great team. Not a bad team. They might be my benchmark team of the CFL, where if you're a good team, you can beat the Stamps. If you're a bad team, you'll lose to the Stamps. We'll see. It's still early on, but I'm going to probably aim for the Calgary Stampeders to be my benchmark team. At number 5, it's the Ottawa Redblacks. A team with a strong defensive identity, a better quarterback than the system they were having last year, and I'd say a good team, but not a great team. They still have some glaring holes. They have some sloppy moments. They kind of need things luck-wise to go their way in order to win games against anyone above them. At number 4, I have the BC Lions. This offense is incredible. They just need some help in the red zone, but their defense is a liability. They will not be able to kind of, as we saw, win games against like a Montreal, maybe even a Saskatchewan can kind of like compete and win against them. I need to see more from their offense in the red zone and their defense in general to move them up. At number 3, it's the Luckmeisters themselves. It's the Saskatchewan Roughriders. This team has been riding high, and they continue to keep on rough riding their way into the top 3 of my CFL power rankings. At number 2, it's the Toronto Argonauts, a team who I did not expect to be here. I expected them to be near the bottom of the rankings, but they've surprised me. They've been good, and yeah, they've played the Elks and they've played the TiCats, but come on. And at number 1, it's the Montreal Alouettes. This team, defensively, amazing. Offensively, great. They are just firing on all cylinders right now and show no signs of slowing down since they won their Grey Cup last year. They're the team to beat. They're the kings of the North. Watch out for those French fuckers. Now, my 3 main takeaways from week 3 of the CFL. At number 1, the top rushing teams are top in the standings. Now, does that tell me that you need to have good rushing to be on top? Maybe, but what I believe it to be is that if you have a great rushing game, if you get a lead, it's easier for you to keep that lead. It's easier for you to kind of get second shorts instead of having to do 2 and outs over and over and over again and give the team the ball more often than not. If you have a good running game, you get longer drives. You can eat up clock. It gives you an advantage. It's something that you see the great teams have in this league. And until teams like Edmonton can develop a good run game, they're not going to crack in to that top half of the league. The Riders are still incredibly lucky. I did see some things this week that show me they can be a winning team, that they can be a legit good team, but there's, for now, still so incredibly lucky. I'm waiting for them to play a team in that top, like, echelon that's in with them, a Montreal or a Toronto or even an Ottawa, which they beat Ottawa already, but still very lucky. I'm waiting to see a non-lucky game in Saskatchewan's favor. And number 3, the Bombers are legit in trouble. They look out of sorts at the moment, and this defense is not what we've come to expect coming out of Winnipeg. And if they don't get things figured out, this team is legit in trouble and has a very real possibility of not making the playoffs at all, which is not something I could have seen myself foreseeing at any point in the last 4 years. So, watch out. Well, folks, that'll do it for this Week 3 CFL recap. I'm CFL Jim. Stay good out there, buddy. Okay? Love you guys.